on Sunday soon. Hey, it's gonna happen, gonna crawl out of our caves. Might throw on some fresh new clothes, somebody might even shave. Gonna go stepping out, meet up with our friends, hanging real time all together again. We'll bust the door open so we won't be late. Hallelujah, won't it be great? As this virtual world we've been living in, it just don't seem complete. I see faces of the people I know, but can't see legs or feet. Flat screen conversations, nothing but a tease. I want to rant and rave with all of my friends at 360 degrees. I can't wait to go back to where we share some real world takes with all our friends, no one around to put on any breaks. We might be loud, we might stomp and yell, we might have coffee stains on our bellies, and we might not act genteel, but heck, it's all gonna be real. Wait to hear all points of view and voices that dispute 'em. We'll all have to listen to, 'cause there ain't no one to mute 'em. We'll still be careful, we'll still be safe. We'll use lots of cleansing wipes, 'cause we might end up shaking hands with people we didn't even used to like. We might all have to wear ID tags so folks won't have to ask, 'cause I might not know whose face is who's behind our fancy masks. We'll leave the house if we can, we'll Zoom if we'd rather. Gonna be great however we gather. Start moving early so you won't be late. Hallelujah, won't it be great? We'll leave the house if we can, we'll Zoom if we'd rather. Gonna be great however we gather. Start moving early so you won't be late. Hallelujah, won't it be great?
At 9:15 every Sunday, our religious education is meeting at the Emma McCarthy Lee Park at the Butternut Shelter at 9:15. And this is from last week because the children wanted to say hello. Our time for all ages this morning is a story by the Reverend Lynn Gardner. It's called Sustaining the Tree of Life. And the readers are Kitty Fisher and Molly Helmers.
The tree stood in the middle of the village. Its trunk was so large that it took 6 people holding hands to reach around it. The roots were strong and wide, and its branches spread out over the village square, offering shelter from the rain or shade from the summer sun. Its fruit was juicy, sweet, and plentiful. The people of the village loved the tree. Children played beneath it and climbed its lowest branches.
Young people knew that if you whispered your dreams to the tree, they were more likely to come true. People who proclaimed their love or friendship for one another beneath its branches found their relationships to be nourishing, and elders discovered that their sweetest memories could be counted on when they were near the great tree. The tree had been witness to so much, and when the breezes blew through the leaves, one could hear echoes of generations, laughter, conversations, dreams, prayers, and songs.
Animals loved the tree too. Rabbits lived in burrows under the roots. Squirrels and monkeys lived in the branches, and bats and birds flew in to eat the abundant fruit. The tree seemed to just buzz with life. One day, a traveling merchant arrived in the village. He rested in the shade and ate 2 pieces of delicious fruit. "This fruit is incredible," he said. I would like to have some to sell in the next villages that I visit. Who owns this tree?
No one owns this tree. If anything, we belong to it.
Well then, if no one owns the tree, then no one will mind if I pick the fruit, said the merchant, and he began to fill his basket.
I mind, said the villager, and today I am the keeper of the tree.
What do you mean, keeper of the tree?
We each take our turn being here with the tree. We could never own it. We are here as protectors, as sustainers.
That's ridiculous. This tree doesn't need you. You could just take what you need. Take what you want. The tree will continue.
But the villager couldn't be persuaded. Sir, this tree isn't like that. We don't come here to take from it, even though we receive much. We are keepers of the tree because this is where we are nourished. This is where some of our most precious memories are. This is where our people have dreamed. This is where we remember who we want to become.
Well, said the merchant, you may think this tree is very special, but it still doesn't need you to sit with it. That's preposterous.
Ah, replied the villager, the tree itself may not need me, but what of others who come by? Just this morning, I was able to sit with a woman whose heart was heavy with worry. Had I not been here, she would have had to carry that weight alone. And this afternoon, a tired couple came back, and they sat with me and rested. They said they had been looking for a place like this. And then an elder came by, and we watched the birds in the branches together. And now you are here, and you were confused about what this tree is and how to be with it. Imagine if you had arrived and not found anyone here to talk with. You might have continued thinking that everything you do is all about you. But luckily for you, I am here to let you know that when you care for the tree of life, my friend, it becomes about so much more than just you.
And the merchant sat for a while in the shade, thinking about these ideas that felt new and a little challenging. As the sun went down, he picked up his bag and headed out of town, whistling a song that he hadn't thought of in years. And on his way, he shared a smile with each person he met, his heart feeling strangely light and joyful. And the people of the village? They continued to sustain the tree of life, to care for one another, and to share their gifts with grace and gratitude. May it be so for each of us.
Our offertory this month is YSS, Youth and Shelter Services. YSS is committed to positively impacting the lives of children, youth, and families, giving what many have never experienced, opportunity and hope for a brighter future. They fulfill this mission through a wide array of programs, including before and after school programming, counseling, education and prevention programs, transitional living, and after systems follow-up programs. At the end of the service, please go to our UUFA website, look for the giving page, and thank you for your generosity in supporting this important organization and other organizations important to this fellowship. If you are in Fellowship Hall and would like to leave a gift this morning for YSS, there is a basket which you may drop your gift in on the way out the door. Thank you so much. Each week, we take time in our service to share milestones, things that are happening in our lives that are significant, that are bringing us joy or challenge or gratitude. We'll begin with those who are in Fellowship Hall this morning. If you'd like to share a milestone this morning, please go to the microphone over here to your left. And it's okay to lower your mask and be closer to the mic so that you can be well heard. Share your milestone, and I'll light a candle for you.
I'm Sarah Carlson, and last week I lit a candle for a great nephew who's been suffering with leukemia, and he's holding his own. But on Monday morning, I found out my brother, who lives in St. Louis, who was also dealing with leukemia, died that morning. Very suddenly, he had been doing well and was on his way towards a bone marrow transplant, and his name is Peter Carlson, and I have 4 brothers all together. So we're going to be gathering this week in St. Louis to mourn his loss.
We'll now move to our virtual community. If there are individuals online who would like to share a milestone, please let's give each other space, and knowing that we may overlap, introduce yourself, share your milestone, and let us know when you are finished.
Okay, I have a milestone. I'm Wesley Shank. 5 years ago tomorrow, my wife died here at Northcrest, and it seems important to me to commemorate this 5th day and 5th year after her death, Georgine, and that somehow that 5 years is a milestone when one becomes at peace with such an event. I'm finished.
I light one last candle for all of those milestones that we hold silently, gently in our hearts. Know that whatever brought you here today, whether you're in Fellowship Hall or joining us online, whatever you carry today, know that in this community, no one ever needs to make the journey alone, and you are loved. Let's be together in a moment of silence. It's good to be together. we have special music. The music is You Are the New Day by the King's Singers. And with this music, we have a special montage of you, because you are the new day.
New day, you are the new day. I will love you more than me and more than yesterday. If you can but prove to me, you are the new day. Send the sun in time for dawn. Let the birds all hail the morning. Love of life will urge me, say, you are the new day. When I lay me down at night, knowing we must pay, thoughts occur that this night might stay yesterday. Thoughts that we as humans spoke could slow worlds and end it all. Lie around me where they fall before the new day. Before the new day. One more day when time is running out for everyone. Like a breath I knew would come, I reach for a new day. Hope is my philosophy, just these days in which to be. Love of life means hope for me, born on a new day. You are the new day.
This morning, I'd like to invite you into a congregational unison read together. Here in the fellowship and at home, the words will be on your screen. As we read together, there is only one reason for joining a Unitarian Universalist church, and that is to support it. We want to support it because it stands against superstition and fear. We want to support it because the church points to what is noblest and best in human life. We want to support it because it is open to people of whatever religion, race, creed, color, place of origin, political affiliation, gender identity, or sexual orientation. We want to support it because it is a place where children can learn that religion is for joy, comfort, gratitude, and love. We want to support it because it is a place where walls between people are torn down rather than built up. We want to support it because it is more concerned with human beings than with dogmas. We want to support it because it searches for the holy rather than dwelling upon the depraved. We want to support it because it calls no one a sinner, yet knows how deep is the struggle in each person's breast and how great is the hunger for what is good. We want to support it because it calls us to worship what is truly worthy of our sacrifice. There is only one reason for joining a Unitarian Universalist church. to support it. This morning, I welcome our gratitude team into the service to share why they are sustaining givers.
This is Sam Wormley. I am a sustaining member of this fellowship because the Sunday services give me the spirituality that I need, and there's the intellectual stimulation, and I want this fellowship to thrive. That is why I am a sustaining member. Thank you.
I am a sustaining giver of the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Ames because the UUFA is a home to many important voices in the community, and these voices need to be heard so much right now and into the future.
Hello, my name is Kathy Slade, and I'm a sustaining member of this fellowship. I believe in this fellowship and our future, and I want to contribute to that. I believe in our youth and our religious education. That's why I'm a sustainer.
Matt and I are sustaining givers because we believe in funding the organizations that align with our values. We know that churches like the UUFA need money to thrive. I found my spiritual home, and I want this fellowship to be here for future generations seeking a faith community.
Hi, I'm the Reverend Kent McCusick. I have been a sustaining giver to this fellowship since being called as your minister 9 years ago. It is one of the easiest and most satisfying ways that I can support our mission and all of the programming and initiatives with one simple choice: to support and sustain this community for the coming year and for many years ahead. Love and generosity are embodied in this ministry we share, and together we can sustain the future of this fellowship, care for one another, and share our gifts with gratitude and grace. Thank you for joining me as a sustaining giver to this fellowship today.
David Slade has prepared a special piece of music for this service called When I'm 84.
This song is sung by the UUFA looking ahead from its 75th birthday to its 84th. The fellowship is the I in the song, and we members are the U.
When I get older and need a new roof, many years from now, will you still be giving me your hard-earned cash, elbow grease and joyful laughs? If I run out of snacks and TP, will you go get more? And will you still need me? Will you still feed me when I'm 84? You'll be older too. And if you make your pledge, I'll be here for you. You could be handy changing the bulbs when my lights have gone, and you can have your socials in the fireside. And Sunday mornings you'll all come inside, cleaning my kitchen, pulling my weeds. Who could ask for more? And will you still need me, or will you still feed me when I'm 84? And every summer you can fix me up for the upcoming year. What can we afford? We shall stand safe. Grandchildren in my nursery, Emma, James, and Gabe. Send in your pledge card, drop me some dime, 'cause that's what you should do. And indicate precisely what you give this year. I need your pledge so I can stay here. Give me your answer, fill in the form, be mine forevermore. And will you still need me, or will you still feed me when I'm 84?
Thank you, David. And this morning, I want to welcome Sue Kerrison to the pulpit, who will share a message of confirming your gifts and sustaining the fellowship.
Thank you, David, wherever you are. That was fun. And thank you to Reggie and all of the people who joined in the service this morning. You know, when you get involved in the inner workings of putting together a service, just saying, it's a miracle that every Sunday this happens so wonderfully. So, like Kent said at the beginning, this feels really good. To be in Fellowship Hall again this morning, wearing my name tag, facing a friendly group of real life people, and knowing that many more of you are on Zoom. And all of this in spite of the late night ball game. But here's something that makes me feel even better. In just a few minutes, every single one of you will receive in your inbox an email from this fellowship with the subject line, confirm your gift to the UUFA, action required. A new twist on our annual fall pledge campaign. I get why you might not see one more email as reason for celebration. And you might even see action required as excessively directed for a group of UUs. But please, take a look at this message. It's designed to be a 1-minute read. It's also designed to let you know that we're encouraging everyone to become a sustaining giver. And I quote, sustaining gifts are ongoing and do not automatically expire at the end of 1 year, as they have in the past. Just like your membership doesn't expire, your financial commitment continues. The dollar amount may change whenever you wish, but your pledge to support the UUFA mission is ongoing as a sustaining giver. So back to this email, which you will have opened as soon as it's humanly possible. It will include a prominent box that says, confirm my gift now. And with one click, you will find yourself in a form that we have liked to describe as a non-form, which simply asks how much you are pledging, what method of payment you are using, and an acknowledgement that yours is a sustaining gift, or that you want to opt out of sustaining giving for now. That's it. And of course, I'm tempted to say it's as easy as ordering from Amazon and from all those other places where committing money is a truly instant process. For those who want more information, you can click on the question, what are others of the UUFA giving? And you'll see all the numbers from last year's pledges without names, of course. Or you can ask, what are our priorities for next year? And learn that we have 3 important directions based on that congregational survey. You remember earlier this year, 100 people filled that out, and the board has responded to it. So my comments here earlier didn't mean to make light of a commitment that should be thoughtful and that can be a spiritual practice, deeply reflective of your values and the value of the UUFA in your life. But this year, as we change our approach to giving, it seems really important that everyone understands the process and the simplicity of the process, and also understands our new expectations. Okay, now a few words about why we're doing this and why we're doing it now. To begin with, this is the perfect time to make a change. It's the story of our lives. We know how to do change, and we know how to do online, as so much of our living becomes internet-driven. Secondly, sustaining giving is not a foreign idea. Public radio made the term sustaining member really quite famous to most of us, and our generosity team has long danced around the idea of learning from their experience. Thirdly, and most importantly, this summer we found support for the idea of rethinking the traditional annual pledge drive. In a workshop titled Stewardship Re-envisioned, Reimagining the Pledge Drive, the Reverend Patricia Hart, a longtime UU minister and a longtime stewardship consultant, said emphatically that this system requiring our team and our staff to get everybody to pledge fresh, her term, every year, that system has got to go away. The time spent attempting to get every single contributor to tell us what they are thinking every single year is amazingly labor-intensive and has come to have little positive value. She goes on to reference public radio and a lot of universities, like our very own university, who have figured out the advantages of creating a sustaining giver level. It makes it easier for everyone concerned, and it creates more time to talk about the important stuff. As you can imagine, our generosity team was thrilled to learn that sustaining givers are in fact a thing in churches. And when we took this idea to our board, they said, of course, or words to that effect. Since then, I discovered Reverend Hart at the UU Society of Burlington, Vermont, a congregation that recently launched a campaign to bring all of their contributors into the sustaining giver category. And their website is a treasure of information and really inspiration, as was their director of operations and finance, who spent an entire hour on the phone with Molly and me, graciously answering every question we could think to ask and urging us to move ahead. In a few minutes, Larry and I are going to go home, and each of us will check our inbox because we will have received 2 of these action-required emails. And we'll decide together how much we want to increase our gift to the UUFA in 2022, especially since this has been a year when the programs and the people of the fellowship have become even more central to our lives. And it's a year, let's face it, when stock market gains have made it even more possible for us to be generous. Of course, we want to be sustaining givers. We probably thought we already were, but it's time to make it official. Thank you for listening, and thank you for your generosity.
Thank you, Sue. And I want to thank the whole generosity team who you don't see working behind the scenes all year round to work on bringing us together around our own generosity. So thank you to that team. Our closing song today is a song by Nimo Patel and Daniel Namad. It's called Grateful, a love song to the world.
You're my life, you're my breath, you're a smile, you're my guest. You're the earth, you're the sun, you're the grass, you are love. You're my hands, you're a bug, you're my eyes, you're a hug. You're the light in the dark, you're the spark, you are fun. You're my mom, you are water, you're the stars, you're my daughter. You're my friend to the end, you're my dreams, you're my father. The ants on the ground, the miracles that surround. I'm feeling it all around, the hemisphere in the clouds. You're my pain, you're my sorrow, you're my hope for tomorrow. You're the strength when I follow, you're the path that I follow. You're the blessings that exist, the small things that are bliss, the gift to realize that everything
All
is a
that
gift.
I am, all that I see, all that I've been, and all that I'll ever be is a blessing. It's so amazing, and I'm grateful for it all, for it all. Grateful for it
You're the
all.
blessings every time I try to count. You're the lessons that I learn every time I turn around. You're the water when I'm burned every time I think I found everything I'm looking for. You're the sign saying stop to take a bow and keep moving forward and start looking towards your heart. It'll open all the doors and only then you'll start to hear the world singing chorus with your mind and heart. Aligned in purpose, everything
All
will feel
that I
gorgeous.
all that I see, all that I've been, and all that I'll ever be is a blessing. It's so amazing, and I'm grateful for it all, for it all.
Every day I sit and pray cause what I have is more than I deserve or could ever imagine. How do I give back to all of this magic and spread the love so everybody can have it? Doesn't matter if I'm rich or poor, if I got a family or if I'm all alone. Bad things happen, I can just complain and moan, but there's a million things that I can be grateful for.
So I lift up my hands now, and I open my heart, and my gratitude goes out to everything near and far. All that I am,
Everything I am and
all
everything I
that I
see,
see,
everything I hope and
all
everything I
that I've
dream,
been,
everything I feel and everything I be. I look deep down and feel all the blessings. Everything I am and everything I see, everything I hope and everything I dream, everything I feel and everything I be. I'm grateful for it all. It's amazing. Everything I am and everything I see, everything I hope and everything I dream, everything I feel and everything I be. I look deep down and feel all the blessings. Everything I am and everything I see, everything I hope and everything I dream, everything I feel and everything I be. I'm grateful for it all. It's amazing. You're the blessings that exist, the small things that are bliss, the gift to realize that everything is a gift.
Wait, one more. This is for y'all.
all that I am,
All that I see.
all that I've been. It's a blessing.
It's so amazing.
I am glad for it
We extinguish the chalice this morning with the words of Christa Tavis. It is our work, shared with each other in covenant, that creates and sustains this beloved community. We extinguish this chalice, but its light lives on in the directions we have chosen today. The light of this faith lives on in us, together, in our hearts, minds, bodies, and spirit. Amen, and blessed be. It is our 75th anniversary year, and today I have a picture of Fritz Franson, Barney Cook, and Steve Richards, sometimes in the late 70s, early 80s. And we celebrate them and we celebrate the fellowship. Thank you for your generosity in remembering to go to the UUFA website to make your offering for YSS and other initiatives important to this fellowship. But most of all, thank you for joining us this morning. For those of you here in Fellowship Hall, so good to see you. For those of you in virtual space, so good to have you with us. We'll now go to our virtual coffee hour in the large room. And if you can socialize, for those in Fellowship Hall, you can socialize here. If you'd like to socialize with the folks in virtual space, please go down to room 3 where the television is all set up for you instead of using your handheld devices here. Again, thanks, and I hope you have a great week. And remember to check your email. Today's the day. I think I can quote Rilla Fox on another matter which we did a couple of years ago. Let's get her done. Have a good week.